Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's Tips at 2 with Kimberbell. My name is Laurie, and today we are going to show you how you would take this beautiful Ginger's Kitchen pillow and quilt it yourself with our new background quilting designs that you have available to you right now from Kimberbell. There are two actual ones that work really great with this pillow. They're called Christmas 1 and Christmas 2, and they have, guess what? Gingerbread men. They have the candy canes. I can't really see my pillow here. There's candy canes right here, and there's cute little peppermint candies in the background quilting. So it's really a great way to quilt it and do this entire pillow yourself. All right, so I'm going to show you how we'll do that. So let me set this pillow down over here. We'll keep that, it's so cute. Keep that in the background there. All right, so when we do a quilting design, the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is size. So what you're going to do is you'll pull in your quilting design into your machine. Well, you're looking at it going, well, I don't know which size I'm going to be doing, right? What I recommend is look and see what size it's going to have you trim that block to, all right? So this block was trimmed to 4.5 by 4.5 using my orange pop rulers. So now that I know that it's going to be trimmed to 4.5 by 4.5, that means that there's 1/4 of an inch away all the way around from the edge where the quilting will go to. So I know that I want to pick my 4 by 4 quilting background design. Okay, that means it's going to stitch 4 inches exactly across and 4 inches exactly up and down, and it will fill that whole square. You will need to use a 5 by 7 hoop, even though it says 4 by 4, because you want it goes clear to the very edge, and you really only have an embroidery field size of 3.91 right around there on a 4 by 4 inch hoop. So if that makes sense, make sure you always go a little bit bigger on your hoop than what the quilting size says. Now don't fret, all of this can be done on a 5 by 7 hoop. So I'm going to show you the first steps of preparing and getting everything ready. So to start with, I have my 5 by 7 hoop, and I like to use my lightweight no-show mesh stabilizer. The reason for that is it's a great stabilizer that you can leave in the hoop for many of these projects, and it's nice and soft. The second thing we're going to do is I again need to look at the size of my square that I'm making. This is the square that I'm going to make. It's darling. It actually ends up in the pillow upside down like this, coming from the top corner. But in the hoop, you're going to stitch it just like this. But this one I looked, and it says it's going to be cut to 4.5 by 6.5. So that means I'm going to pull in my 4 by 6 inch quilting design. And it just says 4 by 6 quilting design. That's the name of it. So I pull that design in. And what I love about these designs, you guys are going to love this, is it will give me a placement line first. Then I will place my batting. Now your batting needs to be big enough to cover that box. Then it's going to do a tack down. And this is so cool because you trim your excess batting away from that tack down line. And then guess what? 1/4 inch out is the next placement line for your background quilting fabric. Now when you put your background quilting fabric on your hoop, it will tack it down, and it's actually 1/4 inch past your batting. Now there's a reason for that. The reason why is so that when you start sewing all these quilted squares together, you want to make sure that you don't have big bulky seams, right? And if you had batting in every one of these seams and it's doubled, it's going to kind of not lay flat, right? So that's the purpose of having those two rectangle squares, one right after the other, before it does the quilting. There was a reason for that. So make sure you follow those steps as well. And then we will continue on with your applique. So you'll pull your regular design in. You're going to go ahead and finish your actual applique, and you can still just leave it in the same hoop and stitch all of it. You will see a time-lapse video that is going to be so helpful because it will show you step by step, but it just kind of speeds the process up so you can see it all in its entirety of how you would go about stitching this. And we'll show you actually on a machine stitching it out. It'll be a great little tutorial video. And then we'll come back and we'll join you to finish up our square. Wasn't that a great video? I love watching the machine just stitch away. All right, so now we're going to finish up our square. We're going to trim this now. So now this block has all been background quilted. We've got the applique finished. And for this particular square, the directions are that the gingerbread boy is going to be in the top corner. So I'm going to do it as if you were seeing it correctly. So we're going to place our ruler, and it's cut to 4.5 by 6.5. So if I place my ruler, I love this. So you can see the quilting is 1/4 inch away, there, and here. So I love that. And then I'm simply going to trim this, and I've got it on a rotating mat. And I cut, and then I rotate. I love rotating mats. Guys, you've got to do that when you're cutting these blocks with the orange pop ruler. It's the best way to go about this. All right. Now, and you got to give it a little bit of push there, because you've got not only, make sure this all trimmed away, you've got not only your top layer, okay, but you also have your batting and your back layer as well as the stabilizer. So, and I did not do well from a sitting position. Next time I'll stand. I'm just going to make sure that I did get these all the way to the edge. All right. And you pull it right out. Now you've got your 2 blocks, and he's like this in the pillow, and then you sew your other block together. And because you already have that batting cut out on the inside of both of these blocks, when I go to sew this together, I'm going to stitch it, and then when it opens up, it's going to lay nice and flat because there's no excess batting already in there. And that is how you would do that, and you just piece all your pillow together. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this is a very helpful technique for you, and you can actually apply this technique to all your designs, any design that you want to make. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.